Okie dokie then, welcome back to another video. This is going to be my video installing the new slide onto the LCP2. Now, this slide is for a non-blowback kind of pistol. So the LCP2 is a non-blowback pistol, and we're today installing the Hadron TDC slide. So this goes on the top of the LCP2, replacing the pre-existing slide. Now, let's take everything out of the way, and I'll show you just how quick and easy this process is. So the first thing you're going to need is the right tool to take the front off. So I can't actually tell you, it's a hex key, it's a very small hex key. I haven't got the size on this one, BH 1.5 BB2, that's what it says on the side of the tool piece. You just need one of these standard toolkits for or standard kind of toolkits like the one I've got here from Bosch. We'll have this part in there, so you will need to get yourself a nice little screwdriver kit. And first we need to take off the old slide, so that's quite easy. There's just a singular screw on the front of the gun. This comes off nice and easy. Just be nice and gentle with it because you don't want to strip or damage anything inside. And you just push forwards and the whole thing slides off here. Now, there's not many things for you to be able to mess up and break, which I really like in an airsoft gun. So the only thing you can really lose that will come off easily is the safety. Okay, if this comes off while you're changing the top, you just simply stick it over so everything lines up again. It's as simple as that. That's all you have to worry about. That's the only thing that's loose that's going to come apart. Everything else, the trigger assembly, everything else will stay in place quite nicely. So, next thing you're going to do is pop off the old hop arm here. So this, I found the easiest way to do this is there's a little hook on the back, and if you've got nails like me, you can just pull back like that, and that will slide it back over the barrel to the thinner section here, and then you can pull that off. You probably can get special tools to remove this more competently. That's the best way I found to remove it, where you don't damage anything else, because getting around it or trying to get it over, I was worried about damaging or putting excess pressure on the hop rubber that's there. Because this thing really doesn't put any pressure on the hop rubber whatsoever, actually. I've just had a look at this now, and there's absolutely no difference on the inside when it's on or not. Next thing you want to do is take the new clip that you get given with the Hadron barrel, which is this clip here. That goes over here, and you just want to make sure it's as centered as possible. Now, once you've got the slide on, it should take care of itself. However, it is, I've found, quite loose. However, I'm guessing once the slide is on, everything will sit quite snugly there. Okay, just make sure there's nothing obstructing the barrel too, and it's all sitting pretty flush and centered. So I'm going to stick the safety arm back on, and then that just goes on, like I said, like that. That's super simple. And then we're going to stick the new slide on. Now, what I would probably suggest is making sure your grub screw, which is for your TDC hop up, is completely flush on the inside. I think if you try and put this on when it's not flush, you might damage something while you're sliding it on. So again, move it quite far back. So this bit's just kind of overlapping at the front here. Make sure you don't knock the safety off. So just like that, like so. And you just push on the front. Now, it's going to take some force because it's 3D printed, and the clearance on this back section here is quite tight. Now, I actually think that's a good thing and not a bad one, because it means once you've pushed it there, even if you lost your screw, so even if the screw was nowhere to be found for this now, this is not coming off without some force, which I actually think is a bonus of having this. I mean, if you're taking and changing the slide regularly, so I will be running this slide when I'm running the pistol standalone in a kind of, I'm sticking it in my pocket as a secondary for a game and I just want it to be to one side. That's why I'll stick this slide back on. But this slide is going to be for a build that I'm doing. So let's stick the screw back inside the front here. So I need this slide because this slide is got a threaded outer barrel on it, which allows me to attach our next accessory. So once that's on, I'll show you why I've installed this, and that's because Hadron's designs, I believe, comes in two sizes. It's either 14mm counterclockwise or 16mm clockwise. This is the 16mm clockwise version, and it's probably the only one that's in stock as I'm speaking and sorting this video out. So suppressor just goes on the end like so. I wouldn't say over tightening this is a good idea. I would probably say just tighten it hand tight so that it's not loose. Obviously this is 3D printed, so you don't want to be putting too much weight on the end there. And there you go. That is your new kind of slide and suppressor combo for the LCP Mark II. Now I have got some gas in this, so hopefully I'll give you an idea of just how quiet this is now. I actually think that sounds amazing. It's a lot, I would say quieter in some ways than it without the suppressor on. If I take the suppressor back off again and give an idea of just how loud it is without the suppressor on. It's quieter in some ways, but louder in the others. I can't quite tell. No, that's definitely a hell of a lot quieter with the foam suppressor on the end. This is a Tokyo Marui 16mm clockwise tactical silencer. That's what it says on there. I know a lot of people will get angry if I call it a silencer, but that's what it says on the packaging. So there you go. And obviously you've got your adjustable hop here. The bonus about the adjustable hop is, and the thing that I thought was a good touch, the adjustable hop is the same size and tool that your front screw is on here. Awesome. Now that is all of this put together quite nicely, and hopefully that's helped you guys out at home with that quick change system, kind of for the slide. Just watch out, like I said, if you are going to change back to having your original slide, make sure you unscrew your hop up first, just to make sure you are not damaging anything when you slide this slide forwards, because you remember you've got a plastic part underneath there, which I doubt is going to be easy to replace, and you also have your hop rubber there, which also I don't think would be the easiest thing in the world to replace. On that note, I will see you with one more video about the LCP Mark II as we complete the goofy build I have planned.